Hey everyone, my name is David Lee. I am a senior consultant with Ambit Energy and also with joinambitiousenergy.com. That's my website. But I wanted to do a quick video on here showing how powertochoose.org can be pretty misleading if you're not if you just don't know what you're looking at and what you're looking for. So I want to do a quick video here of why looking for rates and shopping around for rates, if you live in Texas, for your electricity service on this website can be pretty misleading and kind of confusing too. But I wanted to show you a few things to really watch out for. So we're on powertochoose.org, and at first they just ask you what's your zip code, because they got basically have to find what delivery territory that you're in. And I'm going to use a North Texas zip code in the Encore delivery territory. And we're just going to do view results. So what loads here, the default setting is to load the cheapest price. Okay, so you'll see here some of these rates and some of these plans will fall in this middle column, this blue column here, and the cheapest rate is highlighted. Okay, but that's not the full story. So we'll take one of these. These here are popping up at 4.5. So if you didn't know what you were looking for, you might think, oh wow, 4.5 cents per kilowatt hour, that's pretty cheap. So, but you've really got to pay attention to the details. So let's just take one of these for example. Let's use this one because there's some discrepancy here. 4.7, 5.7, 10.1. What does all that mean? The thing that you want to do on any plan that you find is find the fact sheet. Okay, it also might be called the EFL, like the electricity facts label or fact sheet or something like that. And you can see up here, electricity facts label, EFL. So this sheet is going to have the details of the plan. So you can see here, one of the things that you definitely want to look for, the average price per kilowatt hour, this line here. And it will typically be broken up into 3 estimated usage categories: 500 kilowatt hours, 1,000 kilowatt hours, and 2,000 kilowatt hours. That doesn't mean that you're going to be charged a different rate. It doesn't mean that it's a different plan. It doesn't mean that you're on the 500 kilowatt hour plan or the 1,000 kilowatt hour plan. It's the same plan. It's just showing you what your charge is going to be based on your usage, which obviously is going to change throughout the life of your plan. Obviously in Texas, you're going to be using a lot more kilowatt hours in the summer than you are in the fall or the spring. So up here, this plan is called the Keep It Simple Savings 6 plan. Okay, it's Keep It Simple is actually kind of funny because it's not quite as simple as you might think. 6 basically indicates that it's a 6-month plan. And yeah, if we scroll down here, contract term 6 months. Okay, so here's another thing to keep in mind. This contract ends in 6 months. Right now, it's mid-December, and you can see that these rates were posted on December 15th, 2016. So if you were to enroll in this plan today, this contract and this plan would end 6 months from now. Okay, so that's right before the beginning of the summer. And that's right when rates always go up. Okay, so you've got to consider that too. Do you want to get yourself into a 6-month plan that's going to end when rates are the highest? When that happens, you're going to have to get yourself into another plan and lock in a rate at the beginning of the summer when rates are typically higher. Okay, so definitely consider that. You've got to pay attention to when you're locking in this rate and when this rate is going to expire. Okay, it's almost like the price of gasoline. The price of gas today isn't the exact same as it was 6 months ago. So you've got to pay attention to that too. So let's look at these different breakdowns. And again, this is estimated usage and the charge per usage. So there's essentially three ways you're getting charged here. There's always going to be the charge from the delivery company, from the TDU, okay? And that's just your local utility company. In this territory, North Texas, it's Encore. You might be in South Texas, and for example, your delivery territory might be CenterPoint or Texas New Mexico Power or something like that. But basically, this average rate is going to include that delivery charge. So you always want to look at the average price per kilowatt hour. And something unique about this plan that you really have to be careful of is where they're charging you for your usage. So essentially, this plan is a really good deal if you stay under 1,000 kilowatt hours per month. And here's why. So you can see here, if you use 1,000 kilowatt hours in a month, your average rate comes out to 4.7 cents, including that delivery charge. If you use 500, it comes out to 5.7. And then obviously you can kind of slide, do a sliding scale somewhere between 500 kilowatt hours and 1,000 kilowatt hours. Your rate is going to come out to be, anywhere between 5.7 and 4.7 cents per kilowatt hour. Okay. And if you look here in this tier 2, these tiers here, your tier 1 charge is just going to be your base charge of $5 per billing cycle. And then if you go from 400 kilowatt hours to 1,000 kilowatt hours, it stays the same. But if you go anywhere above 1,000 kilowatt hours in a billing cycle, even if it's 1,001 kilowatt hours, it jumps up to 11.95 cents per kilowatt hour. That's a major difference. So that's definitely something that you've really got to pay attention to. If you go over 1,000 kilowatt hours, even 1 kilowatt hour, your rate is going to skyrocket. Okay, so that's something that you've really got to pay attention to when you're looking at these rates. And if you feel super strongly that you're going to stay under 1,000 kilowatt hours through that life of that plan, it's a great deal. And this company's probably losing a lot of money on that. But they're banking on most of their customers using over 1,000 kilowatt hours. And that's where they're going to make their money back. And again, it's just kind of funny that this plan lasts in the December 15th through, whenever you're locking this in. And another thing to keep in mind, if you scroll down here, look at this little fine detail. What other fees may I be charged? Well, it says you will incur a fee of $5 per billing period if you are not enrolled in AutoPay. Information on other charges and non-recurring fees is available in the pricing and possible non-recurring fees section of the terms of agreement. So you're going to be charged $5 per billing cycle if you're not enrolled in AutoPay, okay, like an automatic draft. So there's another charge. So you've got to kind of factor that in. How does that factor your overall rate that you're paying? So just keep in mind, you really need to dig in here and really look at the details of these plans, because you can't just go off of the number that you see when you pull up something. Always open up this electricity facts label. Every plan is going to have one of these. For ambient energy, we definitely have these. Our plans are very simple. They don't have all these little hidden charges and little window plans. We call these basically window plans, to where if you fall within the window, of a certain usage, then you get charged a certain amount. If you fall out of that window, then you're going to get charged something different. Okay, so definitely keep that in mind, and I hope that helped. Hope that gave you some education on what to look for when you're going through all these. No matter how you're sorting them, no matter what you're really looking for, pay attention to those few details, because that could either save you a lot of money or cost you a lot of money if you don't really know what you're looking at. Definitely get in contact with me if you have any other questions, or if you want to know more about ambits rates, or what I might be able to do for you, however much money I might be able to save you. Leave a comment below, share this out, give it a thumbs up, a like, if you got value from it, if it made sense to you. But definitely feel free to contact me, and you can also contact me at joinambitiousenergy.com, and we will see you next time.